Great. The last thing I want to deal with right now is a party. Maybe if I slip in the back door I can sneak upstairs unnoticed and go to bed? Said John. John parked the car on the street since the driveway was busy. He walked quietly past the house, making sure to duck as he passed the windows. John managed to stealthily make his way through the back door and into the kitchen. To get to the back stairs and the quiet bedroom, John had to pass the door from the kitchen into the living room. John crept up to the opening hoping he could get through unnoticed, praying that no one would enter the kitchen at that moment. John was so focused on sneaking through the door unnoticed and getting to the bed that he didn't immediately realize that the sounds coming from the living room didn't sound like the sounds of a normal party. They almost sounded like sex. John stood and listened, and the more he heard, the more convinced he became that his living room and probably other parts of his house were filled with people having sex. John didn't know what to do. Kelly thought he wouldn't be home for another 2 days, so she didn't expect to see him there. Should he leave, make a phone call, sneak out the back door and come in the front door to catch them? Should he go out and join them? John realized that his presence could be made known at any moment, so he knew he should move. But where to? In the end, he decided to try to go upstairs. John didn't even try to look through the door, quickly slipping past it. He made his way up the back stairs. It could be heard that the rooms upstairs were being used as well. The door to the bedroom was open, so John quickly walked down the hall, peeked into the room and seeing no one, went inside and quietly closed the door. John sat in his bedroom and contemplated what was going on in his house, while no one was even aware of his presence. His confusion and sadness was slowly turning into intense rage. "I hope the bed in the guest room is big enough for all 3 of us," said Kelly. She went upstairs with the 2 boys. "We can always use your bed," suggested Eric. "Absolutely not. As I've told everyone, John and I are not allowed in the bedroom. What the hell? Why is the door closed?" "Oh, hell no. You 2 go ahead. I need to kick some ass," said Kelly. She turned the knob and walked into the bedroom. "Okay, what the hell are you doing?" "I told everyone this room is off limits," said Kelly. "You'll have to forgive me. I arrived late, so I didn't know about this rule," said John. Kelly saw John and froze. John walked over to her. "Besides, since when did my bedroom become inaccessible to me?" asked John. "John, what are you doing here?" asked Kelly. "Well, at the moment I'm standing in my bedroom talking to my wife. I assume you meant why I came home 2 days early. Well, I finished my errands early and was hoping to come home to surprise you. Imagine my surprise when I got home I found that my wife was having a sex party at our house," said John. "John, said Kelly. "How many have you been with, Kelly?" asked John. Kelly didn't answer anything. "How many?" asked John more firmly. 3, Kelly said in defeat. "Who?" asked John. "Matt, Adam, and Luke," said Kelly. John shook his head. "So you slept with 3 of my brothers? I thought there were 2 in the audience with you. One of them looked like Eric. Who was the other?" asked John. "Mark," said Kelly. "So you had already slept with 3 of my brothers and you were just about to sleep with 2 of my best friends? Have you had anyone else since we got married?" asked John. "Only with Susan and Beth." "But they've both been with you," said Kelly. "Why? Why are you doing this? Why would you not just cheat on me, but cheat on me with my closest friends and family at a big sex party with everyone I know? Why make them see you with other men while I was supposed to be out of town in complete ignorance of what you were doing? Why would you do that to me?" asked John. Kelly didn't answer anything. There was a knock on the door. "Kelly, is everything okay?" asked Eric. John looked at Kelly. "Yeah, everything's fine. I'm sorry, but you're both going to have to find someone else to have fun with for now," said Kelly. "What? Why would we do that?" "What's the matter?" asked Eric. "Look, I'm sorry, but I just can't," said Kelly. "Why the hell not? You've already slept with his brothers. What happened that changed your mind?" asked Eric. John shook his head, letting Kelly know not to tell him the truth. "It was a mistake. The whole thing was a mistake. Please just find one of the other girls," said Kelly. "What? No way. You're not a freak teasing us. Either get out of here or we're going in," said Mark. John got out of bed, calmly walked over to the closet, and picked up his shotgun. He took up a position a few feet from the door. "Kelly, this is your last chance. 1, 2, 3, Mark said. Mark and Luke swung the door open and found themselves in the crosshairs of John's shotgun. "Boo!" said John. Mark and Eric screamed in horror when they saw John and rushed down the stairs. John followed them. Those gathered in the living room barely noticed Mark and Eric run down the stairs, grab their clothes, and run out the door. What they did notice was John raising his shotgun. Everyone screamed. "All of you except Matt, Adam, and Luke need to leave immediately. I won't even give you time to get dressed. Grab your clothes and get the hell out. I'm this close to pulling the trigger. Oh, on second thought, Lisa, Heather, and Emily." "You should stay too," said John. Everyone except John's brothers and their wives quickly left the house. Kelly followed John down the stairs, but quietly stood a few feet behind him. "Okay, Kelly, go in there with them," said John. Kelly slowly walked over to the others. "Okay, folks, we have a big problem here. There are 7 naked people in front of me right now. 4 of you have betrayed me. Kelly, I don't know what came over you to make you think this was a good idea or that it was okay, but it wasn't, and I'm very disappointed in you. As for the 3 of you, you're my brothers. Brothers are not supposed to have sex with each other's wives, at least not without some sort of agreement. I never agreed to any of that. It sounds like your wives were in on it too. But they didn't betray me. They didn't stop you from doing it, but they didn't need to. I have decided that what the 4 of you have done is unforgivable, so you must all be punished. Punished in such a way that it will constantly remind you of your betrayal," said John. John raised his shotgun and quickly fired at Lisa, Heather, and Emily, killing them. He then quickly shot Matt, Adam, and Luke in the right shin, destroying their shins. He shot Kelly in the left wrist, severing her left arm, and sending her wedding ring flying. "Now you will all have to live with the memory of that betrayal. I hate you all for doing this to me," said John. John put the barrel of the shotgun in his mouth and blew the back of his head. When the police and ambulance arrived, they found 4 dead bodies and 4 people with serious gunshot wounds. Matt, Adam, Luke, and Kelly survived their wounds. John's 3 brothers lost their right leg and right shin. Kelly lost her left arm and most of her left forearm. Each of them also lost a spouse. Everyone at the party was asked about what happened, and they all described John's calm demeanor as he entered the room with a shotgun. Word spread around town about the party, and how John was betrayed by those he cared about most in the world, and how he left them with physical and emotional scars to remind them of their betrayal. All 3 of his brothers became single fathers. Single fathers without half of their right leg. Kelly always enjoyed showing off the ring on her left hand. John left her without a left hand. Without knowing it, John left her with a much more stinging scar as well. Kelly found out she was pregnant shortly after the shooting. Kelly was overjoyed to find out she was pregnant. She thought she would have a living reminder of John. However, she was reminded of her utter betrayal when it turned out that the baby was mixed race. Kelly didn't tell John that before she was with his brothers, she had been with Thomas, one of John's co-workers, a black man. So instead of having a piece of John living in her child, she had another man's child. A child fathered by a man she didn't tell her husband she was with. For Thomas, it would have meant a death sentence, just like it was for his brothers' wives. Kelly carried that burden for as long as she could, but when her daughter turned 18, she took her own life. Each of John's brothers also died by their own hand. All 4 left identical suicide notes with 3 simple words, "I'm sorry, John."